With Pokemon Rogue and Emerald Seaglass, Emerald Wrong Hack fans have been feasting. And the consumption continues with Pokemon Emerald Mini, a game that shrinks the Hoenn region to the size of my I can't say that. A game that shrinks the Hoenn region down and adds some new quality of life changes and an expanded post-game. Now this isn't going to be a Nuzlocke or anything, just a standard casual playthrough to show off the game, and I'll go to some cool additions during the video. Leave a like, subscribe and do all that self-promo stuff, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting the game and really putting the little into Little Root Town. The cutscenes have now changed due to the lack of space, including removing the moving truck. I don't even think you could fit a bicycle into this town. I started with Torchic, please ignore my nicknames, I'm not very good at them, and going to battle our new rival Wally, who starts with us routes with Confusion, which we do get the victory against, moving on towards our first gym badge. No catching tutorial, which is one of the best quality of life changes since going through the routes and you can see less trainers and chances for wild battles, hence why all the EXP gained is multiplied by 1.5 times. Taking out the Team Aqua Grunt in the Petalburg Woods and then make my way to Rustboro. Since I haven't caught anything else for the team, I evolved Torchic into Combuskin to make the gym a bit easier, learning Double Kick and heading into the battles. The gyms are a gauntlet style now, which I really enjoy. Think of the trainer tower where you have to win consecutive battles to face the boss. Combuskin sweeps all 3 trainers, allowing us to battle Roxanne, promptly sweeping her past her 2 Geodudes, and despite our best healing efforts on the nose pass, it can't outlast our kicking fried chicken, where we beat her and get the first badge. After saving Devoncorp from the wrath of a single Poochyena, I battle Wally in the south of Rustboro. His route is a bit troublesome because of our Combuskin, but we do manage to get through and travel over the small stretch of sea to Dewford Town. This version of Granite Cave makes the Oras one look like a victory road. After delivering the letter, I faced Brawly's trainer Gauntlet, but fell at his last stand. Maybe I can't sweep the game with a single starter. I saved the Slayport Museum for some extra EXP, and then went north to catch an Electrike, something I've never used before, despite playing through Emerald more times than I've had a hot meal. And going a bit further north, we can access the Altering Cave. Well, not a cave, it's more like a hole. But the hole does contain Pokemon that would be here if the e-reader functionality was released outside of a small Japanese village. I caught Teddiursa and got the EXP share from Rustboro, with smaller maps making backtracking so much easier. I went back to battle Brawly and his Machop and Metatype were no effort at all, mainly because we're level 26, well 27 now, so we're a wee bit over leveled. Makuhita did take Combuskin down to low health, but we soon knocked it out and got badge number 2. So this is normally where we would have the really strong rival battle. Do we even see the other rival in this game? I don't know, I don't think so. Well, here's Wally anyway, who with the additions of Swablu and Magnemite alongside his evolved routes, now a Curlier. Electrite is still pretty naff, so Combuskin has to help out the cause. Having an overleveled starter is pretty helpful. I'm pretty sure you all did this as children as well, so let me know which starter you overleveled and which Pokemon game in the comments section. Training for the gym is pretty much needed as all of the Gauntlet trainers are a double battle, which is really nice to see since they were one of the main selling points over Ruby and Sapphire. Watson himself also being a double battle. His first 2 Pokemon are just free, us knocking out the Electrike, and Voltorb knocking itself out with Self-Destruct. His Magneton and Manectric come out and they're a pretty strong pairing, but Combuskin is even stronger, sweeping the Magneton and the Manectric falling soon after. Magneton getting destroyed is not something I expected to see, especially with its recent history on the channel. If you don't understand what that means, just check out my previous Nuzlocks. Magneton is a beast. Getting free gym badges gives us access to the new EV training area, formerly the Trainer Hill. This, in addition with the Macho Brace that you can get next door, means we can make massive improvements to our team. Even Electrike, who evolves into Manectric, where it might actually be useful. Before that, however, I went to the Rustev Tunnel to use Rock Smash and got the HM Strength in the stone. A truly hidden machine. But it also means I don't have to worry about Wally's named cousin Wanda and her boyfriend, the most useless named trainers in Pokemon history. Moving towards Falaba Town, which is a long path even in mini form, evolutions occur with Combuskin becoming Blaziken and Teddiursa becoming Ursaring. After encountering Team Magma, we head back to Mount Chimney, the volcano that is more like a school science fair project. Manectric still cannot do anything on its own, shock horror. Shock, it's kind of like a pun because it's an electric type, I didn't mean for that to happen, that was completely off the cuff. But Blaziken came in to help it out yet again. Also, does anyone else remember when Blaziken was revealed in the Johto anime? That shit was the coolest thing ever, so much cooler than a reveal trailer posted online. This isn't just me being nostalgic either, those were the days. For the gym, we're back to single battles for Flannery, battling 4 trainers this time before getting to her. And this is where I noticed that we aren't healed before battling the gym leader, which is something I didn't notice before, mainly because we were just too good. And I really like this, and it would make things really interesting to Nuzlocke. I used Ursaring for this battle, and it takes out a majority of her team after being trained in attack EVs, but Torkoal's overheat is too hot to handle, as Blaziken comes in and shows who the true hot boss is. Well, Flannery is the hot boss, but that's nothing to do with her team. After this battle, she gives us the Go Goggles, meaning we can now access the desert and battle Norman for the 5th gym badge. The Mirage Tower is removed due to it being really strange and too large, meaning we get the fossils from the Ruby and Sapphire locations. But I don't really care about those fossils, as I caught a Sandshrew here for my team because I just really wanted to use it. One of my first shinies in Emerald was a Sandshrew, which I cloned via glitches and still have to this day in Pokemon Home. I taught it Rollout from the Move Tutor to work in tandem with Defense Curl, which doubles Rollout's power if you used it first, training it in attack EVs in the Trainer Hill and soon evolving it into Sandslash. Skipping to Norman's gym back in Petalburg, and with the gym gauntlet you just get to pick your path akin to the standard trainer challenge. But Blaziken clears these with ease, just a path of destruction to Norman, who also gets his ass handed to him for being an absent father. His slacking however did survive a few hits, but it was just tedious and not challenging to knock out, giving us the 5th gym badge. And Wally's father, who is watching on from the bushes, gives us the HM for Surf. This allows us to traverse the not so high seas of Hoenn. It's like if Team Magma or IGN won. This trip to the seas means Manectric can finally get some good training at last, entering the abandoned ship in the cramped spaces, getting the TM for Ice Beam, as I always do, because it's the best move. Also getting another great move in Thunderbolt after the new Marvel side quest. It being a singular room is just so charming and makes a lot more sense. Why does Watson need the generator for the entire city to be at the end of a dungeon? Not just any dungeon, with buttons, doors, and literal bombs. After that, on the route to Fortree, we meet Steven Sohn, who gives us a Beldum, which I am surely going to add to the team. How often do you get to use a Metagross in your playthrough? It is going to take a while to get there, so I gave it the EXP share and carried on to the Weather Institute and cleared out Team Aqua. That Beldum evolving into Metang very quickly. But what knocked me out, sending me all the way back to Marville, was Wally's Psychic Spamming Gardevoir. Yeah, it's really strong, and after getting back I managed to win, but it was still really close. Fortree City is extremely cute in the mini format, with the few trees and houses becoming little platforms. I got the Devon Scope to gain access to the gym, and surely Manectric is going to be used here? No, it's not. Sandslash has high attack and defense Curl rollout combo flattens the competition. This gym is the first one to add a second round gauntlet to the trainer battles, but you can leave to heal in between. But I didn't do that because I was on a roll. Pun actually intended that time. Taking out the second round of trainers with ease and setting up a sweep on Winona's team. Hitting the 5th turn rollout with a max power of 960, but that is also addition to the super effective boosts of 1.5 times, making it a 1440 power. Yeah, it's not surviving that. Moving onwards, and I enter the Safari Zone, giving us new additions from Kanto, and the Safari expansion being open already, giving us Johto Pokemon. I really wanted to find an Eevee, but I just couldn't find it, so I settled for Poliwag that I found on the 2 water tiles. I also discovered a mapping error which has since been patched, but it's just quite funny. I took the Poliwag to the Trainer Tower to train it in Special Attack and evolved it into Poliwhirl. Now to get Poliwrath or even Politoed, we need to make a bit more progress in the game, and after battling Wally in front of the department store and finding not a lot that I really want to purchase, I head for Mount Pyre and get the Magma emblem. Then taking out the whole Magma hideout, which is so much better than the original. I never realised how much of a tiresome dungeon it really is. Manxie is pretty tough though after he awakens Chibi Groudon, and I haven't battled every trainer like I normally would, so we're just about on par with levels with his Crobat giving me the most trouble. Seeing as it's now a proper team member, Poliwhirl gets one of my brilliant nicknames, and we clear out the Aqua hideout as the submarine makes its getaway. Now we have to travel to Moss Deep to get the HM for Dive, but not before making a detour to Pacific Log, not only making access to the Sky Pillar easier, but going down the rapids far enough will wash up us on a beach to get the Link Stone, which we can use to evolve Poliwhirl into Politoed. And I do love a good frog, and this one is very good indeed. Moss Deep Gym is no joke however, and we are starting to lack it a bit in terms of levels, and the trainers we have to gauntlet get increasingly more difficult, starting to include Pokemon they didn't have in the base games like Alakazam and Metagross. Losing to the gym leaders, which I did at numerous times, isn't as forgiving as before, as you have to go through 3 double battles again, and even for another try at the gym battle, I had to battle 18 Pokemon. I managed to beat the gym leaders on my 3rd attempt, but after beating 18 Pokemon, yeah, your team does get a bit tired, but it does level up quite a bit. Using the tactic of Rain Dance, Mystic Water, and Surfing Politoed really helped out here, and taking out the Xatu early on is pivotal as it loves to spam Calm Mind, winning the battle and getting the badge. Metang also hitting level 45 via the EXP share, evolving it into Metagross at the 7th badge. Yeah, we've got a Sula Legendary already, this is great. After cleaning up the Space Center, I dive down to the seafloor cavern to battle Archie. He's not too much trouble as we watch Chibi Groudon and Chibi Kyogre get into a bit of a scuffle before making our way to Sky Pillar to awaken Rayquaza. Then watch a cutscene that has some fully sized monsters. Where the hell did these come from? Going to the gym, and this is the final trainer gauntlet for us to tackle, and the second round adds rain to the battlefield, boosting water type moves and activating Swift Swim on a lot of Pokemon we battle, doubling their speed. But one is just not a good character. Manectric gets the first KO on his Love Disc before we swap into my Fly HM Doduo for some reason. I was probably anticipating an Earthquake, but Sandslash comes in and does it instead, landing on Whiscash and Celio before being taken out by Crawdon. Manectric cleans up here and Kingdra comes in, and I use Politoed to use up its Chesto Berry while it double teams. I then send in Metagross to spam Psychic to eventually get the victory after the few double teams and get the final gym badge. Now let's see what this mini victory road looks like. This is the final stretch of the game, and I wanted to add something interesting to my team, which would have been a Reggie, but finding Relicanth was just not happening for me. So then I caught a Tropius, before going to take it out of the box and realizing I forgot about my beloved Ursaring for so long. How could I be so cruel? I'm sorry, Ursaring. But I trained it up in the trick house, and after updating my game after being stuck with a glitch. Kids, always remember to check the Discord. Maybe stay out of Minecraft Discords, however, if you are a kid. The final battle in the trick house was the Trick Master himself, who is a bald old man who turns into a young girl, something new added into Pokemon Emerald Mini. His team is really strong with the final forms of each starter. It's essentially like if Red was from the Hoenn region, including a pseudo legendary and a physical tank. Moving to Victory Road, and we have the final Wally battle, and he does not mess around with this one. His team is stacked with Pokemon like Gengar and Lapras. That caused me to wipe out on the first try, and I could only beat him with the help of healing items. Yeah, this isn't a no item run, sorry to break your hearts. After getting through the Victory Road, here is our team for the Elite Four. The Elite Four challenge is a gauntlet up until the champion battle, meaning you have to take on one after the other without healing in between, which is evil, but I absolutely love it. It means you have to manage your items and your Pokemon with strategic switching and move choices. The teams are unchanged aside from Drake, who is now Jasmine from the Johto region, with her tough steel type team, which I lost to on an occasion due to a Scissor having counter which caught me off guard. Boosting Blaziken in this battle really helped against the rest of her team, and was probably the only reason I got past without excessive grinding. Before going into the Champions Room, you are able to heal, which is a nice slight bit of mercy from the hack creator. The Champions Room is a fake out, however, with Wallace not being the champion, but Zinnia, akin to Gen 1 with the rival being the true champion of the game. Her team is full of dragons with Altari and Salamence, and fake dragons like Gyarados, Tyranitar, and pre-hair care Ampharos, and an Exploud since her mascot Pokemon is a Whismur, but once you beat her you are the Pokemon League champion, and can unlock probably one of the coolest post-games I've ever seen. Let's have a look at it on our way to the Steven battle. Starting with encountering Latios right next to my house, catching it and EV training it, also getting some levels with it with the EXP Master that unlocks after the Elite Four, and in tandem with the Lucky Egg from the Trick House, it is probably the best way that you're going to get levels to be on par with these post-game bosses. We get access to the Battle Frontier, Gym Leader rematches, and new gyms at the Battle Tent like Bugsy and Slateport. I won't spoil the rest of the gym leaders because you have to play this game for yourself. Now before we can do the final battle against Steven, we have to do round 2 of the Elite Four, with updated levels and teams, and Phoebe being replaced with Erica from Kanto, and Wallace being the true champion now. And once you defeat him, you can battle Steven in Meteor Falls. Beating this Steven battle, which is unchanged from the post-game, gives you so much more access to secret battles and champions like Red from Kanto and the ROM creator King Cradi himself. But as I said, I had a lot of fun playing through this game, and actually traversing through the Hoenn region in small form makes things so much quicker but so much more enjoyable. The creator of this hack has also got another hack coming out called Pokemon Ruby 2, where Team Magma actually did win, so I'm really excited to check that out because I had a lot of fun with this game. If you haven't checked it out for yourself yet, I've left a link to the Discord in the description so you can download it for yourself. And if you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and a comment for the YouTube algorithm to boost me. My name is Super123, and I will see you all in the next video.